In the egoic state, your sense of self, your identity, is derived from your thinking mind, in other words, what your mind tells you about yourself, the storyline of you, the memories, the expectations, all the thoughts that go through your head continuously and the emotions that reflect those thoughts. All those things make up your sense of self. Ambition has become a dirty word, and I believe it is a great evolutionary force for the positive. If people fail or go astray in their ambition, I can live with it, but not with people lowering their expectations, wasting time, slacking off and glorifying failure and stupidity. My expectations on myself exceed any of those put on me. Never idealize others. They will never live up to your expectations. When you create hope in people, you create expectations. When you do not fulfill those expectations, when the change becomes more of the same old, the hope that was created can only turn to anger, frustration and bitter disappointment. My happiness grows in direct proportion to my acceptance, and in inverse proportion to my expectations. It's always better to shock people and change people's expectations than to give them exactly what they think you can do. It's not unexpected for me to be in a comedy film anymore. I'm no longer the underdog in that world. Not that I'm great or good at it or anything, it's just that I've done a bunch of them, so you're not shocked. Whatever happens in the world is real, what one thinks should have happened is projection. We suffer more from our fictitious illusion and expectations of reality. I have learned that as long as I hold fast to my beliefs and values, and follow my own moral compass, then the only expectations I need to live up to are my own. Let your dreams outgrow the shoes of your expectations. I've always had high expectations of myself. I've never felt that there was anything I couldn't do in this world. I find my life is a lot easier the lower I keep everyone's expectations. Education is a shared commitment between dedicated teachers, motivated students and enthusiastic parents with high expectations. Segregation was a burden for many blacks, because the end of the Civil War and the amendments added to the Constitution elevated expectations beyond reality in some respects. When expectations are too high, sometimes the disappointment is out of proportion. If you align expectations with reality, you will never be disappointed. I'm lucky to have a job doing something I really love to do, and I'm happy to accept the pressures of relentless deadlines or reader expectations as necessary evils. It's probably not as stressful as mining coal or leading men into battle. If you are building a culture where honest expectations are communicated and peer accountability is the norm, then the group will address poor performance and attitudes. Let us be about setting high standards for life, love, creativity, and wisdom. If our expectations in these areas are low, we are not likely to experience wellness. Setting high standards makes every day and every decade worth looking forward to. Make each day count by setting specific goals to succeed, then putting forth every effort to exceed your own expectations. The expectations of life depend upon diligence. The mechanic that would perfect his work must first sharpen his tools. Don't lower your expectations to meet your performance. Raise your level of performance to meet your expectations. Expect the best of yourself, and then do what is necessary to make it a reality. We look at science as something very elite, which only a few people can learn. That's just not true. You just have to start early and give kids a foundation. Kids live up, or down, to expectations. High expectations are the key to everything. There's a victory in letting go of your expectations. False expectations take away joy. True generosity is an offering, given freely and out of pure love. No strings attached. No expectations. Time and love are the most valuable possession you can share. Our environment, the world in which we live and work, is a mirror of our attitudes and expectations. Many people feel so pressured by the expectations of others that it causes them to be frustrated, miserable and confused about what they should do. But there is a way to live a simple, joy-filled, peaceful life, and the key is learning how to be led by the Holy Spirit, not the traditions or expectations of man. Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. A simple lifestyle can make you happy and high expectations can disappoint a lot. I've learned to not have expectations. If you don't expect things from anyone, you can't get let down. Each game should be better than the last. But that pressure starts to mount, and I fear that I've been neglecting other things in my life for the sake of trying to keep up with those mounting expectations. I do know one thing about me: I don't measure myself by others' expectations or let others define my worth. More information is always better than less. When people know the reason things are happening, even if it's bad news, they can adjust their expectations and react accordingly. Keeping people in the dark only serves to stir negative emotions. Don't show off every day, or you'll stop surprising people. There must always be some novelty left over. The person who displays a little more of it each day keeps up expectations, and no one ever discovers the limits of his talent. When one's expectations are reduced to zero, one really appreciates everything one does have. Being in control of your life and having realistic expectations about your day-to-day challenges are the keys to stress management, which is perhaps the most important ingredient to living a happy, healthy and rewarding life. Generation Alpha has very different expectations for the entire world. Everything that's going to happen in their lives needs to be visual, on demand, adaptive, in demand. And we have to find a way to embed that into our toy experiences. You can't base your life on other people's expectations. I'm not perfect, I just do what I think is right. So if I can't fulfill people's expectations, I'm sorry, but it's not my fault. It's a good place when all you have is hope and not expectations. To free us from the expectations of others, to give us back to ourselves, there lies the great, singular power of self-respect. I don't try to live up to nobody's expectations. I just try to be me, be the best version of myself that I can be. Low expectations is the key to happiness in life. Fans have a constitutional right to expect success and have high expectations. Lower your expectations of earth. This isn't heaven, so don't expect it to be. The first step in exceeding your customers' expectations is to know those expectations. It's when ordinary people rise above the expectations and seize the opportunity that milestones truly are reached. The more work you put in, and the more you constantly and consistently give good performances against good opponents and constantly exceed people's expectations, the more you really endear yourself to the crowd. That's how your career takes off. It's just consistency and time. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.